Welcome to the first, I guess we could call this Scopecast. And hello to all the replay people. Glad to have everyone on. And it looks like we've got people joining. Actually, Hutch, he's my first person ever. And we got Chris Ducker. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm not even going to be able to keep up with this. Hello, everyone. You're going to have to say hello. All right, Hutch is online. Make it happen. Okay, here I am. Purple Onion Me, what's up? Chris Ducker, congrats. Thanks, man. I just watched your stuff a little bit earlier and went through a bunch of your notes on your site. So if you want to kind of get an idea of how to get this started, go to chrisducker.com and search for Periscope. Loved it. Yo, what's up, everyone? Kathy, hey. Oh my gosh, so many people. Hey, Mad Hand. What's up, man? Yo, what's up? Righty Mo, hey Jeremy, long time listening to the IBM podcast. Thank you. Yeah, as everybody comes in, I guess I'll just, for those of you who don't know me, I do a show called Internet Business Mastery, and it's the #1 podcast on internet business. Though that's not the only thing I'm going to talk about on my show here, I guess, or I don't even know. I don't know if this is new enough that there's not names for stuff. I called it a Scopecast. Is that what it's called? I guess Chris Ducker can tell us what all of this is called. But, oh yeah, heart attack. Thank you. Down, actually, I think it's the opposite. Is it over here? Where the little number and the people is, you can actually hit the hearts if you like what I'm saying, or you just want to give me a little love. So there you go. Okay, what else? Who else is in here? Ivan, hello. Heedful, he says, I'd ask Gary Fee. Okay, does he do a ton of this? I'll bet he does. He does a ton of all of it, right? So anyway, I just wanted to, again, let you know, Nikki, how's it going? Holmeswood, okay, I'm in exotic Salt Lake City. Nothing as cool as being in the Philippines like Chris, or San Diego. I used to live in San Diego. That's where Pat Flynn and I met for the first time. And, the rest is history now. Anyway, so I'm in Salt Lake City. Where's everybody else from? Let's see where we are. Usually when I do anything, let's see. Park City is just up the street from me. And let's see, Tampa, UK, Boston, Portugal, Houston, New Jersey, nice, Gary. Cleveland, Michael. UK, San Diego in the house, there we go. Switzerland, there we go. There's a ways from exotic Salt Lake City. Grateful first call in Vegas, awesome. Greensboro, North Carolina. Actually, I've been looking to possibly move to Asheville, North Carolina. We'll see how that goes. Indiana, Buffalo, Dallas, awesome. Salt Lake, hey, another Salt Lake person. I'm actually in Draper. Welcome. Let's see, another Tampa person. All right. So really, I actually just wanted to get on, try and get this thing working, see how it works, try and get used to where I'm supposed to look. There's looking at you. I got really, really excited about this Periscope thing maybe just a couple weeks ago. My business partner on the Internet Business Mastery podcast, his name's Jason Van Orden. I saw him do this, and that was the first time I'd ever even seen Periscope, and he did it right in Times Square. So he just moved from Paris, France to New York City, and did it right in Times Square, and he was just talking about business and just whatever people wanted him to talk about. So that was really awesome. And I was like, what is this thing? Then I started watching people like Chris Ducker, Pat Flynn, and a handful of other people in the last few days, and I couldn't sleep. Like when I first really got into this, maybe Thursday, I was having trouble sleeping. I was thinking of so many things you could do with this, because the thing about why this is really exciting to me is because on my show, it's a business show. So what that means is, it means that I talk business. I keep things a little more PG. We don't swear. It's not like I'm going to, swear up a storm on here. But I wanted to be a little bit more me and talk about a whole range of things. Like I might do a day or two about business, but I have a whole bunch of other stuff I want to talk about. I'm really big on the concept of epic lifestyle design, or just like designing this amazing epic life. So I wanted to share that kind of stuff with you. Let's see who else is here. We've got Tampa. Hutch Online, yo, bacon. There we go, bacon. Already had bacon today, so we got that taken care of. I did my morning routine, which is why I made this just a little bit later. I was up at 6 a.m. I could have done it then, but I wanted to keep my morning routine, which includes bacon, so there we go. Hey Sean, how's it going? So one of the other things, about the whole epic lifestyle design is that I wanted to be able to talk on Periscope about a whole bunch else. Let's see what else. Is it possible for Jeremy to be any more Jeremy? Yes. You're seeing it now. I'm a little more goofy and I'm a bit more of an asshole. So I want to be able to use all that. I wanted to, we talk about in the Internet Business Mastery Academy, we talk about being like really be yourself. And when we started the Internet Business Mastery podcast, we were, I guess what I would say is a little bit more of, businessy, and it was us, but not as full as it could be because we were trying to teach. We wanted to teach everyone as opposed to kind of the stuff that it looks like you can do on here. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, now Bree says Periscope lets you be more real with the viewers, and that's what I want to be able to do, is add a little bit of that kind of stuff. And Kathy's saying, do you? Yes, I do. So anyway, that's one of the things that got me really excited. I love the idea of being able to connect. And one of the things that a lot of people don't know, I guess, about me is one of the things I find most enjoyable and I absolutely love is I love sitting down with a friend and chatting. I can literally do that for 6 hours straight and actually do it all the time. So I have a handful of people that we get together and we talk about absolutely everything. Like right now, I'm on this kick where I'm trying to read 3 to 5 books a week. And when you're reading that much, like I just want to talk to people about it so much and go, oh my gosh, I just read, this book by Plato. I'm learning about philosophy. I want to talk about it, and so I'll get with friends and generally one-on-one and talk through it and talk about how it can actually be useful to us. So it seemed like this Periscope thing could be more like that. I can just talk to you as if we're just sitting there chatting and we have that possibility. So anyway, now unfortunately, all the stuff that everybody was saying, oh my gosh, I can't even see my hand. How many hearts can we give per scope? I believe it's 500. So go for it. If you see Chris Ducker, he'll probably tell you the exact amount, but I believe it's 500. If anybody knows, please type it in. Ben says he's made it a goal to do 2 a week. Awesome. Well, so far I started about, July 15th. So it's been a month, and I think I'm averaging about 4 a week. So I'm loving it. And I'm just like buying books like crazy. Now, 500 hearts. Then you can sign off and on and do another one. Hey, Dan. So here's the bummer. Just listen to the podcast about books. Right. So here's a bummer. I had these bookshelves behind me. I had 5 of these completely packed with books. Then I went through this phase where I wanted to do kind of a minimalist thing. And I got a Kindle, and then I got all my favorite books on Kindle, and literally gave away all my books. And now I'm back on a kick of rebuilding my library. So, I've got 4 of them in here with just stuff on them like this. Love that you take a photo with your book. Mindset was a game changer. Awesome, thank you. I was taking, every time I got a Amazon shipment, I'd get 6 or 7 books come in, and I would take pictures of them, just showing everybody what I got. And now I think what I'm going to do is just once a month I'll show what I read in the last month, and maybe go, okay, here's the 2 top ones. Like, absolutely get these ones. So that's one of the things that I'm going to do. All right, thank you so much for all the hearts. It's so funny because, again, since Thursday night, I've probably watched 50 Scopecast, let's call it. And it's so funny when, you see all these hearts, and I've got to get used to where the camera is, because I'm using my hands the whole time, but I only have it here, so I gotta, what's up? You turned me on to the book Uncertainty, loved it, awesome. Actually, I just wrote down today that I'm going to maybe do a cast all about uncertainty. I mean, and that's kind of the stuff that I want to talk about with this idea of epic life. Like being an epic life quester, on a quest to have an epic life. Like that is what I want this to be more than anything. And one of the aspects is business, so I'll completely do them about business, but I want to have, I learned so much stuff, and I don't know, in the last 10 years, because of doing this internet business thing and having the ability to, just work from home in my office, I've had a lot of chances to just learn about stuff and be in that position where, if I want to spend the entire afternoon reading or learning or watching videos about some subject I'm interested in, I've been able to. So I just can't wait to also talk about that as well as business. So somebody asked if, I want to say podcasters, what Periscope people, I like their scopes, and let's see, I mean, I'm really enjoying Chris Ducker. His personality, him and Pat Flynn, they're the two guys to watch about all things, business as well. And Chris has a very big personality, and I like seeing that. And in fact, because of watching him this morning, he has jazz on when he starts. As he's saying hello to everybody, he's got music on in the background. I thought, okay, I might do something like that. I don't listen to jazz, but crazy enough, one of the things I do listen to get me all hyped is I listen to movie music themes. So maybe I'll have that going off in the background. Purple Onion Me said that watched Chris this morning. Awesome. Will you be posting your Scopecast somewhere? Yeah, at some point I'm going to post them. I'll get my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel, up and going again and get all of that going. And I'll probably post them in categories. I might do this every day, and maybe even a couple of times. Maybe one time do it where I'm specifically like teaching something, and then another time where I just do Q&A and we just talk like we're hanging out and chatting. And then I'll put all of that in different categories in YouTube. But someone asked, what was the book that I really loved this week? Oh, funny you should ask. There we go. Power of Habits. Now, strangely enough, people talked about this months ago, and everybody was really excited about it, and I just wasn't there yet. I was listening to so many other things that I didn't get around to this, but I just did this, and man, I went through and took a ton of notes. I don't know if you can see that. Everywhere that I just made massive notes. Then I actually got the iBook version, and I took all my notes from this book, and I put them into iBook so that I could email me my notes, and then I made a mind map out of it, and put it in Evernote, because I want to remember this, and it's actually something I'm designing right now. I realized that for my whole life, I was probably about 19 when I first heard about goal setting from Anthony Robbins, and I've been able to accomplish a bunch of goals, but I realized that maybe 10% of my goals for all these years, all these 20-something years since I first heard of Anthony Robbins, but maybe 10% of my goals I actually accomplished. So recently I've been trying to dig into why, and I believe it's because once we put a goal down, if we don't set the habit to actually be able to achieve it, it's not going to happen. So that's why I'm trying to design. I've read, about 14, over 10 books about the habit stuff, and been designing a system for myself that I'm testing. So how many hours do you read? Was one of the questions that came up. It's 45 minutes a day is the absolute base. I read in 15-minute chunks, morning, noon, and right before bed. And I was reading biographies right before bed, but now the only thing I listen to is biographies. And then I read all the other books, anything but biographies. I actually sit down and read. So let's see. What else is going on? Oh my gosh, so many hearts. Thank you so much. Audio allows me to read 2 books at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was doing, is I was doing everything audio. Reading Ask. This seems to be a very powerful way to read. Yeah, Ask is actually what I'm reading right now. So the 3 books I'm going through right now are, let's see, Ask, Willpower, and Michael Jordan's Story. That's the one I'm listening to. And I'm also reading, let's see, at night I read Seneca. It's the Life is Too Short. Really interesting. I'm loving it. Ask is this week for me too. On vacation this week. Okay, reading Ask on vacation. Awesome. Your reading speed must be really great. Actually, it's not exactly speed reading. I do a thing called smart reading. I don't know if I read that somewhere or just came up with it. Sometimes I don't remember that. I try and give credit when, there we go, there's my hand. When credit's due, but smart reading is being very, very specific when I'm reading. I've got a very specific purpose, and I scan through the stories and try and get to the meat. I do a pass like that. I do multiple passes, like this Power of Habits book. Man, I spent the most time on this one this week, and then I don't have it with me, but the other book that I went through really, really in detail in the last month is called The Happiness Hypothesis. Because happiness, I don't know if you saw my bio, mastering happiness, that's another thing I want to do. That's part of the whole epic life stuff. Sounds like mindful reading. Yeah, John, that's another way of putting it. It's very mindful. I'm very specific at what I'm trying to get. I found that, in how-to books especially, it's like 80% of the book is stories trying to give you, what they're going to just tell you at the end of the chapter. So I go through a pass and try and find just the good stuff. Do you follow Gretchen Rubin? Yeah, I did for a while. I did. Her stuff for me was a little bit too simple. I mean, I've been studying the happiness stuff for a couple of years now, and it is a great starter book or series. So that's a really good thing to start with. Is Gretchen? Do you happen to remember the name of her book? I know she has multiple ones, but the happiness book. If you could put it in for everybody, that'd be cool. Thank you again for all the hearts. Let's see. So, is this their first time ever being on Periscope? Because, for me it was just Thursday. So, let's see, Mark, first time on Periscope and tuning in from Scotland. Awesome. No haggis today. Actually, Jason and I went to Scotland and we had a big meetup there. And a big meetup. We met with one person. This was in 2009, I think. And had haggis. He was like, you got to at least try haggis. And I completely liked it. Strange enough. Sean saying, second time for me in SoCal. Awesome. First time. All right, awesome. Did my first scope yesterday. Kathy Reagan Young. Too fun. Yeah, this is weird. I'm kind of on a, I haven't done something like this. Normally, when I do the podcast, Sean Noonan, what's up, man? Discovered last week. Watched Pat and Jason. Really awesome. Yeah, when I do the podcast, it's a completely different thing. I've been doing it for 10 years. So we've got a very specific formula. It's recorded, so we joke around and do stuff, and then we get into the business of it. But so this is completely different, and I just have to try and get used to it. I actually got nervous. I mean, I've been on stage, we traveled around Europe and I've been on New Media Expo on stage multiple times, and I got nervous for this. I wasn't even bad about all those. Let's see, Charlie, not my first time, but been looking forward to your scopes. Awesome. I think I'll do a behind the scenes at BuzzFeed. Yeah, that would be awesome. That's the kind of stuff I love. It's so funny. Let's see. Grape Scotch. Okay, cool. Yeah, giving you the courage to do your first. That's awesome. Courage is actually another one that I really want to talk about, courage. Because it actually does take that. It doesn't even matter that, again, I've been doing this. I've been on stage for multiple things. And even doing this little thing, which is a little more intimate, a little more... again, one-on-one, to me, it feels like there's one person until I see people talking, right? And I want to get to the point where I'm really good at just talking directly to you and stuff. So very, very excited. Sean saying, yeah, pretty intimate. S. Noonan, check him out. He's a student of the Academy, who rocks it, man. It's awesome. Kathy says, I'm going to do a Scope Cast Tuesday. Awesome. Pretty damn good for the first one. Oh, thanks. I tried to have at least a couple of things to talk about, although some of the ones I watched, people will just get on with one thing and talk about it for 10 minutes. I want to get to the point of even being able to do that. Dr. Huntsman, now that's the other thing I get good at is names, said that he's an IBM student too. Awesome. How many people are students? I mean, I assume most people are because I posted to Internet Business Mastery students and stuff. Me, I am, hey. So, let's see. Yo, me, Sandy. Oh my gosh, yeah, I recognize a lot of people. What's up? IBMer here. Thousands. Yes. Yeah, we're actually, the Academy's over 5,400 students. So it's amazing. I love it. Longtime follower, not student though. What are you doing? Do it. Let's see. Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, cool. Absolutely. Thank you for all the hearts. This is insane. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hey, said Parent ePower, said interviewed you for my Parent Entrepreneur podcast. I remember that. I loved talking about that. Have a lot of crazy things for parents too. I mean, there's so many things to talk about. I'm definitely an unschooler. My 15-year-old daughter is going to be graduating here in a couple of months, so to speak. She's leaving regular school completely and getting her life started, which I wish I had have done. As soon as I could have, I would have got out of school and not even gone to college. I wouldn't specifically do that now. But anyway, we talked a lot about that on the Parenting Entrepreneur podcast. It was awesome. It's called Unschooling is the cool thing that I love, and I've been trying to do with my daughter, including she's got her own business that she runs on Etsy, and she's totally into that. Have 2 friends waiting to start an unschool. That's awesome, Sandy. I love it. I learned about Sudbury School, I guess it was called, back when I lived in San Diego, and got really into that, and then just eventually went to the unschooling stuff. Let's see, Parent Entrepreneur, 100th episode. Okay, it faded too fast, but I seem to remember I got an email or something about that. Maybe send me another one again, and I'll see if I can help you. We're considering homeschool. It's faded for me. Yeah, unschooling is awesome. Like, for instance, my daughter, we took her out of even just kind of, she was in a high-tech high school where they were supposed to be learning like programming and stuff like that this last year. We took her out in about April, and so I was helping her figure out all the different things that she could do, and she started getting on Udemy, and she wanted to learn robotics. Boom, we buy her a course on robotics. She wanted to learn a little bit about coding and hacking and this kind of stuff, bought her a course on that. And then she went through it herself with her own intrinsic motivation. Another thing I'll probably talk about a lot is intrinsic motivation. Can you share? Yeah, I'll have to share her Etsy store another time. I don't have it memorized, and I don't have it up, so... Yeah, homeschooling or co-op, we travel too much. Yeah, that anywhere you can go where you can team up when you're traveling with other homeschoolers. There's a lot of places that do that. My sister, she travels all over the place all the time, and she says she's constantly doing some sort of co-op thing where, she'll be in North Carolina and find them and then take her daughter to that, which is really awesome. And I know they have it all over the world. Again, I wish I could remember the name of it. Hi, Jeremy. This is my first time on Periscope. Unfortunately, I have to leave now. All right. See ya. Thanks for showing up. And maybe a couple of hearts before you go. Is this where the hearts are? I don't know. I got to get used to that. Maybe they're over here. Because it flips the camera on me, so I don't know where it is. But I also bought a couple of courses. And let's see. How do you make a heart? You actually just hit the screen. Just hit the screen, just like that. And you can do about 500 per cast, and then you can actually leave, come back, and do 500 more. Hearts are on your left, so that would be over here. There you go. Yes, over there. Okay. Now I have to remember. What's up from San Jose? What's up? Let's see, what else can we talk about? I was going to also mention, Jeremy, you are on our right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Let's see. The thing that I'm going to be doing now is I'm trying to develop something with this whole epic life concept. I'm trying to develop something to get started, basically, which is why I'm looking into the habit stuff, and I've read so much about the habit stuff. And I think the first two things that need to happen before a goal, and I was going to share that with you, and I'm developing this concept, is self-esteem. So here's the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem book I recommend all the time. Another book that I've been through. Let's see if we can find a bunch of, like, I've got this sucker highlighted all over the place. But so it seems like the two things that need to happen to be able to do really set up goal setting, habits, self-esteem. Yeah, actually, Epic Human Academy. Actually, I've got it called Epic Life Academy, but very, very close. Hey, from London, what's up? So those are some things that I'm working on right now. I'm heavily working on the habit stuff for myself, because one of the things I did was, with this whole internet business thing, is I did business and my kids, and that's it for the last 10 years. So I got overweight and all these things that I need to handle. And so that's what I'm going to try and do. And that's why I noticed, I've had health stuff on my goal list for 10 years, never got around to it. And it's because I never made it into a habit. Somebody just wrote, and it went by too fast. That's going to be the weird thing, is my rants. Let's see. I had a goal this morning. I ate my damn biscuits and gravy. Well, it's a start, Let's see. You can do it. Yes, thank you. So many of us 40-somethings can relate so well. Yes. It's so funny. I feel like in this internet business world that I'm definitely on the older side. Jason's not even 40 yet, and I'm 44. And then Pat and everybody else is so young that somebody said Jason and I are the godfathers of podcasting since we started in 2005, and I started making a joke that we were the grandfathers of podcasting. But do you like biscuits and gravy? I do, but it's probably something I shouldn't have. Let's see, Cliff something. Yeah, entrepreneurs are so bad at taking care of ourselves. I know. I get pretty focused. And now I'm like, I was very segregated, let's call it, with my life. I had a couple of things I did, and that's it. Everything else went away. Now, I don't think you can have complete balance, but I'm definitely trying to integrate aspects of my life. Be able to do something cool like this, still do business and this kind of stuff at a high level, but also be able to get that health thing in there. Basically making sure the health and finances and what's the other one I always mention? There's 2 more, but fulfillment, happiness, that kind of stuff. Cliff has done a good job of changing his focus. Awesome. I imagine, yeah, he's another guy like me that we could do some running, right? Do some weights. Age is just a number. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's another thing. I actually went through this process where I thought, because you're in business, you got to be more serious. Now, even though I joke on the Internet Business Mastery podcast a little bit, I don't even do it a tenth of how dopey and silly. Most of the time I'm making Jason laugh, and we end up editing some of it out because it can get a little crass or whatever. But so we try and keep it clean over there. And now I'm kind of getting the chance to, or at least I'm hoping to get the chance to just be more open about it and stuff. So what else is up? I've been through everything I wanted to talk about. This, again, was just the first cast. Is there anything anybody wanted to chat about before I go? IBM Uncensored. We'll see. It'll be weird to switch. Yeah, again, my goal is to make this like I'm just talking to friends. So tell us a joke, really? Knock, knock? No. No, it'll just have to come. So, anyway, well, thank you everybody for being on. And unless there's anything else you want to chat about, let's see, I went through my books. Again, totally worth it. How many books are on your Kindle? Oh, that's a good question. A lot. Hundreds, at least. Epic Life versus Essentialism. Well, I think Epic Life is, included within that is essentialism. Hey, Utah IBMers. Yeah, I was thinking of having a Utah mastermind group. It sounds like you're just chatting with friends. Keep up the same format. Yeah, that's the goal. Again, it's one of those things where after years of doing that more business, we got to teach every single time format, I'm definitely ready to open up. I enjoy doing that and want to keep it that way. But, yes, the one thing. The one thing is the other book that I went through really heavy, as well as The Power of Habit and Happiness Hypothesis. The other one was The One Thing, and it's up here somewhere, I think over here behind me. Yeah, teaching happens between friends, and that's that's the thing that I absolutely love. And all the friends and people that I hang out with, we very rarely only talk about just general things going on. It's always like, oh my gosh, I read this amazing book, or I watched this really cool thing, and then we have to talk all about it, how we can apply it to our life, that kind of thing. Great job. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you. One of the other things is I'm waiting for a bunch of gear that I've got. I've got a little stand here, but I've got a microphone coming, so hopefully it'll sound better. Yeah, it's hard to find people in your circle that really get it. Oh my gosh, believe me, when I first started, all of my friends, with exception of maybe two, kind of faded off because they, especially when I started business, they didn't, I guess, I don't want to put it down, but they didn't get what I was into. Now, they were used to this Jeremy, kind of what I'm trying to let out here, but they weren't used to this new thinking, and it scared most of them. And actually, one of them's still around. He's actually inside the academy. His name's Martin Carlton. I'm actually surprised he's not on, but he's a friend that I met. He was one of the first friends I had in Hollywood when I first went there. So, sounds already not too bad. Wider lens would be good. Yes. Lenses are coming too. I got those little clip-on lenses or whatever. So I got that coming. I got a better tripod. This tripod's pretty high. Feels like I'm looking up. But I got another tripod coming. Good room, thanks. I'm excited. 34 people. I mean, there's a lot of people that I go into that are well known in this that get less than 30, so that's a great start. And thank you again for all the hearts. Keep the heart thing up. Apparently, that's the big thing. Like a couple days ago, I was on Pat Flynn's Scopecast right when he hit 1 million, so we were helping him. Let's see, everything's done with the phone. Dude, congrats. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm really excited. I don't even know what, I'm just going to be buzzing, wandering around my room after this. You supported Pat and Chris. Yeah, Pat was probably our first major student that really hit it big. Sean Noonan, who's on here, done incredibly well. We have a lot of big guys, but yeah, Pat was a guy that I hung out with. He worked for us for almost a year. Hung out with him every single week when I lived in San Diego. I saw Periscope Addiction. Yes, that is absolutely what it is. I've been checking it for like every couple of minutes for the last 4 days. Who's on? Who's on? I gotta go. What are they talking about? They're at the pool. Done. I'm watching. Oh, and Hutch, you asked how often I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and at some point start doing this every day if I can. I want to make sure that I have some value, but the goal is to at least have one thing I want to talk about and see what happens from there. Yeah, Pat's the valedictorian of our class. Yeah, yeah, he's done pretty well, and Pat has done our model to a T, and then obviously added a ton of his stuff. But our main academy model is go out there and do affiliate sales, and he just happens to make like $100,000 doing it. It's pretty awesome. Do it Dumas style, every day, baby. Yeah, John's an interesting guy too, because John Dumas and Chris Ducker 2.5 years ago. I think 2.5 years ago, Chris and John were in Pat's suite at New Media Expo with us. There was a whole group of us in Pat's suite all hanging out. And I remember Chris and John were like wanting to get started, wanting to do this. And I remember John Dumas, I'll give you some inside scoop on what I really thought about John. John said, yeah, I'm going to do an everyday interview. I just got a 10-minute call with John Lee Dumas, awesome guy, yeah. So he told me, I want to do an everyday interview. And at the time, Jason and I found out that people listen to about 2 to 3 podcasts a month, which is why we were only, for a while, doing 3. And when John said he was going to do it every day, I was like, all right, shook his hand. Good job. You go do it every day. That'll be awesome. You'll waste your time. So shows you what I know. Then he, of course, exploded. Now, that's a guy, too, that I'll tell you, I was just in a mastermind group with him last November. Flew to San Francisco, and it was John Lee Dumas, Rick Mulready, and me and John Lee Dumas. Oh, no, wait, I already said him. Who else was it? Oh, Greg Hickman of Mobile Mixed. And then we had a surprise guest of Tim Ferriss, which was really awesome. So we did a mastermind group all together. And John, it's funny because a couple of people that are so really themselves on their shows is Pat and John. What you see John as, even hanging out with just a bunch of guy friends, he's that exact same guy. There's no persona, right? Like he's that guy the whole time. I didn't know if, because he's so like, bright and excited and, hey guys, it's on fire, whatever he's saying. I was like going, oh, that's got to be a persona. No, that's exactly who John is. So that's really awesome. Man, he's completely excited about all of it still. Like he's just extremely excited about the podcasting world. And yeah, I mean, it was even like at 1 o'clock in the morning after we all went and partied with all these people. He gets, we all actually rented a place in San Francisco, 4-bedroom place right on this amazing park overlooking the whole city. And 1 o'clock in the morning we get back, John Lee Dumas, exactly the same guy. He wasn't even like tired. He was still like, hey, oh my gosh, are we on fire? No, he didn't say that, but he is that guy. So anyway, cool guy. Him and Pat and Chris, definitely high energy guys. And that's it's funny because Jason and I, Jason Van Orden, when he is at a conference, he's got that higher energy. But Jason is more of a professor guy. So I was used to kind of matching on the show. He and I are really similar in the same place, whereas I'm mostly a big dork and over whatever in real life. So that's, again, a chance to do more of this. Yeah, he's quite a deep thinker. Introverted, yeah, it's funny because he's definitely more of an introvert. Except for when we go to a conference, he always blows me away. He just all of a sudden, now he's meeting everybody and such a big dork. Come on. Yep, exactly. Sean's saying, yeah, he's like me without the presenter mode. Introvert, yeah. Everyone else think Jeremy sounds like Ed Robinson from Bare Naked Ladies. Oh, all right. I'd like to have their cash. I think they do pretty well. All right. What other stories? Oh my gosh. God, the party we did with Tim Ferriss, he came over for the mastermind, and then he took us on the town because he lived about 2 blocks away from where we had our mastermind. And it's pretty funny because I guess outside of our world, Tim Ferriss is still a big guy, a big celebrity, but I didn't realize it until we went on the main street. There's some main kind of restaurants and bar crawl and all of that kind of stuff in San Francisco. And as we're walking around, people are like, "Whoa, Tim Ferriss!" I didn't know he was that big. Eric saying, "Where do you live now?" Right now I'm in exotic Salt Lake City. And people have asked me, why are you in Salt Lake City? I mean, when you can be anywhere in the world. Like last year, Jason was in Paris, France for the whole year. Now he's in Manhattan, which is really awesome. But the reason I'm in Salt Lake City is because of my daughters. My daughters and their mother, my ex-wife, are here in Salt Lake City. So I'm next to them until very soon, when my oldest is now 18 and my youngest is 15. Aren't you moving somewhere cool soon? I'm considering. I'm looking all over. I was actually looking at getting a big spread, a ranch of like, I don't know, 5 acres or something. I looked in Oregon. I'm going to fly to North Carolina, check it out. Yeah, Salt Lake City has the best hiking and skiing. Yeah, and funny, I grew up here and I don't ski at all. Have no interest in it, so it's just a place to me. How did your visit to Eugene go? Really awesome. God, I looked at, I don't know, 25, 30 houses, and God, it was one of my last ones that I found that was amazing. This place, I absolutely loved this house. Now, somebody's actually bought it right away, because I was still not sure that Eugene was where I wanted to go, because I want to go to several places and find the exact right place for me. But Eugene was awesome, and saw some crazy places like 5,000 square feet, like Victorian mansion with 5 acres. I mean, it was really awesome. Florida Keys, baby, yeah. Well, I'm looking for acreage, so it's hard to get acreage in the Florida Keys without $1 billion, isn't it? I mean, I looked in Florida quite a bit because I wanted a little more of the sunny thing, but yeah. You're totally on fire! Thank you, John Lee Dumas. I mean Hutch. What's up? Tampa is hot as hell. Yeah, I'm hot when it's 65, so Tampa would be acreage or an island. Yeah, I'm not quite island ready. Doesn't Tony Robbins live in Florida? Yeah, he's, oh, I can't remember where he is, but yeah, and humid. No thanks. I mean, the thing about Eugene, Oregon was, of course, that it rains like constantly. But while I was there, the whole, I don't know, week and a half or so I was there, it was like 80 degrees and beautiful. So sidewalk surf. Asheville is a cool town, lots of arts and microbreweries. It faded. Yeah, that's one of the things. It's got acreage and a cool town, so that's one of the things I wanted to check out. And I think it was Sean that said Bali. That was actually one of the places I wanted to see. Fiji, Bali, Hawaii, when I was going to go for the island thing, but now I'm going a little different direction. Hey Jeremy, what's up? Free from perfect? Faded. Summer in Oregon is amazing. Yeah, it was just almost like it was here in Salt Lake. It's, 85 and perfectly sunny. So it was weird when everybody was like going, you got to be careful in Eugene, Oregon, because, it rains all the time and people get depressed from it. And I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. What are you talking about? But I actually, believe it or not, I was in the Army. And I was stationed up by Seattle. I was in Tacoma, Washington. And like the year I was in Tacoma, I think it rained and was nasty 10 months. And then it, there was a little bit of sun for a month and a half or something. So I do know what it's like to live in pure rain all the time. But of course, then it's beautiful. It's got the green stuff. So yeah, the quest for what's next is still ongoing. Yeah, we lure them in during the summer. Oh, okay, so you are in Eugene? Is that where you're at? Yeah, because I'm definitely ready to possibly leave Salt Lake. It's like 100 degrees. It feels like, oh my gosh, I've been on 45 minutes already? Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, I could blabber on and on. I want to start, at least I want to start. The goal is to start with a topic. So I went through my topics, showed my books and stuff. Stupendous, I'm in Portland. College in Eugene. Ah, cool. That's very cool. Yeah, that's everybody was saying it's a college town. All right, guys. What else? I guess I should go see my brother's staying with me from where is he? Just below LA. So I probably see. When's your next cast? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe even later today. If I can get stuff together, what I need to do now is figure out what every day is going to be. What I'm going to put. Now you build your heart assets. Yeah. Brother guest appearance? I'm not even sure if he's up. He went out last night, so he's probably still asleep. Well done for your first Jeremy cast. Nice. I'm thinking of hashtag epic cast. I'm still trying to decide. I've never spent 45 minutes. Missed it. I'm following you. It's decided. Well, thank you. I'm so glad. My goal is to give so much epic content about a wide range of things. I'm a little less niche, my IBMA people know that we talk about niching and niching down, but I'm going to go a little bit different direction with this. Epic cast is solid. JEZ cast? Jazz cast? Yeah. Love it! Oh, you're talking to Purple Onion. Sorry. Well, thanks so much, guys. I guess that's it. Unless there's anything else. Hypnoscope. That's a good one. Epic scope for the win. All right, sweet. I am going to write that down so I do not forget it. Epic scope. That's okay. Loved it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for being on this first one. Very soon, Monday, I'm supposed to get a bunch of the equipment, Monday and Tuesday. So hopefully by next weekend, I'll have all my equipment set up and everything will look good. Thanks, man. Solid. Thanks to you. You rock. Fabulous. Thanks. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time this Sunday morning, hanging out with me. Remember, take bold action. Yes. Clearly listen to the show. Epic Scope is dope. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Any last wave of hearts? I've got a long ways to go to get my million to pass up Pat. And I'm sure that Chris Ducker has a billion already, but that's the goal. Can I pass Pat? Oh yeah, insert grandma quote here. Okay, I'll tell you the grandma quote, and then I'm going to go. Thanks, man. All right, sidewalk surf. Cool, thank you. Grandma quote is, let me think of what it is. If no one else has done it, you can be the first. No, here it is. Got it. If anyone else has done it, you can do it too. If no one else has done it, you can be your first. Bye. Well, if I can even stop this thing every single